what's going on, family? Listen, we've had a lot of amazing guests on the show, and perhaps you may have never, ever listened to those episodes. So we wanted to present a new segment called SONW Classic, where we go back, we revisit those iconic conversations, and give those full episodes back to you. Sit back and enjoy this week's SONW Classic. We got the one and only Daeron Myers on the show today. What's going on, fam?
What's up, man? I appreciate you having me. How everybody feeling?
Man, we feeling good, man. We're excited to have you on the show, man, because a lot of people, you know, when they hear about this podcast, they go to this podcast, they got their notepad ready, they're ready to take notes. So for someone listening right now, and they're like, yo, Shawn, Daeron, like, teach me. Like, what is the courier business?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know, right? The first thing people want to do is, I need to make some extra money, right? So Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, you know those players in that space, right? So you're actually doing, the type of work, but you're not getting compensated like it would. So a courier business where we take products, items from one location to another, right? So there's other apps out here, such as Courier, that'll pay you a lot more to take packages and not people, right? There's Freight, there's Bunty, there's Point Pickup, there's Go. There's a ton of other apps that we could be doing that pays a lot more just to deliver products. I'm talking about things that actually matter, right? There's an app called Airspace out here. They deliver life science, right? I've seen it where, you get paid $500 for going 60 miles to deliver some life science, right? Right. So it's a thing that people just don't know. Everything has to be delivered, right? So the courier business is all local work where you can do in your car, right? Of course, you can do it in an SUV, a cargo van, and a box truck. It gets bigger. But you can start off in your car, start delivering products and packages, and start making a lot of money all local, where you can wake up at home and end up at home. Because a lot of people think the transportation, oh, I need a big truck. Oh, I got to be over the road. But they don't know about the last mile, final mile, where you're taking that thing from maybe a pharmacy to someone's home, maybe a warehouse to somebody's home. And that's the courier business.
I can imagine that there's probably like some misconceptions in this business. Like, what do you feel like are some of like the biggest misconceptions that, people, have about the courier business? And how do you even go about like even addressing them?
The number one skill I would say in just in logistics transport is communication, right? Even when you're approaching these companies, say you're approaching like a third party company. So there's logistics and courier companies that will give you a contract. This is what they do. They give contracts to independent people with vehicles, right? So communicating what you're actually looking for. What does your day look like, right? Because you can pick your own schedule, and effectively communicating can directly affect your income, right? Number two would be networking, right? In this industry, there's a ton of associations. I mean, the CLDA, Customized Logistics Delivery Association, and the ECA, Express Carriers Association. I'm actually going to a conference next week. They putting me in for 2 days, 48 hours. I get to meet with companies that need delivery services, 15 minutes a piece for 2 days. So it's no way that you don't leave a conference like that with no business. Facts. Like, I just get 2 days talking to companies that need my services.
Facts.
So having that networking piece, don't be scared to brag about your business. Tell people about your business in that confidence, right? That you can be able to, handle something. Like if it's a podcast center, if it's a mic distribution center, like, let me get those mics. I can deliver those to a location with no problem, safely and soundly, right? We talking about podcasts, so I just want to use that. But communication, networking, y'all, and that belief system, it'll take you far.
What do you feel like? Like, can you walk us through like the first steps? I want you to walk us through the first steps that someone should take, right? If they're interested in using their vehicle to do carrier services.
Gotcha. Right. So I'm gonna break it down into 4 steps, right? And this is going to lead up to, having a big business, right? Number one, download all the delivery apps, right? You can find those on your Google Play Store, App Play Store. Just type in on-demand delivery, right? Some of the best ones are Curry, Curri, Freight, Frayt. Shipped is a good one. Roadie is a good one. Point Pickup, GoMo, Synpex, and Airspace, right? That'll be level one. Just download apps, and I mean all of them. All right. and there's so much more, right? Number two is then let me figure out what companies, right, that actually can give me a contract, right? So it'll be more stable, more steady, right? So you can go on clda.org on their homepage. It'll say find a delivery partner. Go to your state and start calling companies. Let them know what vehicle that you have and that you're trying to bring capacity to that operation. Okay. The third level, let's figure out, let's go get our own customers, right? So let's join the Chamber of Commerce. Let's figure out what our local customers, our local businesses in our area is, and let's join that and start pitching our services to them, along with getting a website, putting it on Google Business, along with getting that website, putting it on Yelp, right? So now those inbound leads can come in and those people searching for your services can come in. And then the fourth step would be, let me take that money, reinvest it, get a bigger insurance, a DOT, a MC, $1 million in auto liability and $100,000 in cargo. And now let me go to these associations where these shippers are. I mean, Cardinal Health, Dealer Tire, all these big boys are, and let me go get a big boy contract, right? So those would be the 4 steps, right, that I would tell somebody to build this thing up and really take it to the next level.
Oh man, you just gonna get on the podcast and give away the game like that. I mean, step by step, play by play, man. Listen, I like it, man. And how could I identify the right contracts or the right routes where I know, okay, there's some profit there? Is that primarily through the app? Is there something that you're teaching people on how to do that? Like, what strategies could you give us there?
And that goes case by case, right? Everybody's scenario is a little different. I know somebody right now that be happy to get a $300 a day route. Sometimes that ain't for somebody else, right? Somebody be like, man, I ain't doing nothing less than 500. So that's kind of the case by case. What I look at it as, if I take my expenses, my insurance, my gas, my mileage costs, whatever your miles per gallon is, and your cell phone divided by 30 days, your insurance divided by 30 days, that daily rate, how much am I making per day? And is it 30 to 40% above my expenses, right? And if you do that math, then you pretty much have a profitable day or a route. So just to break it down so people understand, that would be it, right? Take your expenses. How much am I making? Am I making 30% or more? Then I know I'm good.
Can you share with us like strategies that you realized that was working? I think you're really good at building your brand though, right? Like, and you're really good at like being different from what others might be seeing, right? What would be one of the strategies or tips that you would give for somebody right now who might say, okay, I love what he's saying. I want to do this and I want to make it unique. Maybe even cause it to be a passion that goes towards a charity or a foundation or something. I want to do this. I really want to make this happen. But I want to learn from Daeron right now on how I can build a reputable brand in this industry. What would be your advice or tips on that?
Oh man, you have to be open and honest, right? You have to be open and honest. And the thing that you got to do is being able to say no, right? The thing about when people start business, you just want business just because. No, I want business that is going to be profitable, but also is going to be long term, right? I don't listen. I turned down a lot of customers. Sorry, we a lot of conversations went left when I start giving my price, but I'm not the cheapest. All right. And a lot of people, what they do is they cheap and they dumb down their brand. And now you got people, if you make one mistake, they on Yelp, they on Google giving you a 1-star review, even though you did 100 things best, right? So make sure that you identify your customer and stick to those guns.
Yo, what you think? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to know what you learned. So if you wouldn't mind, would you take a screenshot of you listening to the podcast on your phone right now? Upload to your Instagram stories, tag me at Shawn Anthony _, and then let me know in that Instagram story what is one thing that you learned. I love hearing from you, my listeners, thought leaders, former or current students all around the world. Let me know, and while you're doing this, go inside the podcast app, subscribe, leave a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. Again, this helps us reach more people. And if you want to be a part of this mission, helping us change the world one person at a time, it makes a massive difference by you leaving a review. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. And remember, dream it, believe it, Go out and get it.